Hey guys, it's Michael here with Pure Pursuit Automotive, and we're about to do our interior features video for our 2012 C63 Coupe. We're going to start down here at the gear shift, which also has the selector for your drive modes. So currently it's an S. I'm going to put it into C. C is for comfort, S is for sport, and then you have a little Sport Plus as well as manual. Now the differences between these we've spoken about in other videos if you've seen those. But comfort, essentially everything's in the most comfortable setting you have. So the suspension is as soft as it gets. The gear changes or change at lower RPMs. It's as comfortable as you can get. It's for everyday driving. Now sport is a little more aggressive. The suspension's into sport mode, so it's going to be harder. You're going to feel those bumps more, but it's going to be better for handling. The transmission is going to keep the engine revving a little bit higher than it would in comfort. That's better for if you're driving in a more aggressive manner. Now Sport Plus is just a little bit more aggressive version of that. That's when you're in your full, essentially, race mode. So this is what you would use if you're on the track. Then also you can switch it into manual, which has all the same settings as Sport Plus, but you use these paddles behind the steering wheel here to change up and down. You can also use the shifter here. You have a plus minus from right and left. It's a little more intuitive to use the paddles though. Kind of move on up the way. HVAC controls. Now, as you'll notice, I mentioned in the Walkaround video that this car is a Canadian car. So it was originally sold in Canada. So it has your Celsius for all your temperature controls. And, you know, basic Mercedes HVAC. You just have to kind of do the conversion of temperatures in your head. You just kind of look on where on the gauge you normally would have your temperatures. Moving on up. Heated seats, front passenger. We have your traction control off button here. Hold it down for a second, you get sport handling mode. It gives you a little bit more leeway with traction control, but it won't let you go too crazy. Now if you hold that down for several seconds, you'll get another display here that says off. That's when it's completely off. They make sure you have to do that so you don't accidentally turn it off, because this car is pretty lively. Press it again and it turns back on. Also have your parking sensors here. Turn it off so that the lights and noises go away if it's annoying to you. Pretty important to have on though. Now move here. These are your basic controls for your infotainment. You have radio, which I'm going to mute. CDs, navigation, all very self-explanatory. If you have any questions about how to use these systems, feel free to give us a call, shoot us an email. We'll be happy to go into more depth. I don't want to go through the whole thing now because the video would take 2 hours. We'll move over here to the steering wheel. We have several controls on there. On the right side, you have your controls for answering your telephone. So the phone up, that's to answer. That's to hang up or decline. You also have your radio volume controls, as well as this little person speaking. Now that's your linguatronic system. So you press a button, say navigation, it takes you to navigation. Over here on the left side, these are all the buttons in order to control the screen here in the middle of the gauge that you can choose from very different settings. You can choose from your trip settings, so your speed, mileage, range, as well as your navigation, radio controls, phone, drive assist, as well as your AMG setting, which shows you all various temperatures and pressures and what gear you're in, how fast you're going. You can also have a lap timer, as well as the settings that you're currently in, so you can see which aggressive settings you're using. All right, now as you may have noticed, because again, this is a Canadian car, the analog gauges here are in kilometers an hour. I'm gonna change over here to our miles an hour. So you can choose in the settings, we have the miles per hour displayed as a digital readout. That way you can just look there and not get confused with trying to translate what 100 kilometers an hour is. It's actually 60 miles an hour. But that's something about this car that's unique, and that's something that you're not going to find in another car here in the States. Now, back here behind the steering wheel is a stalk. Now this is the stalk for your cruise control. Acceleration, deceleration on the top here. Or if you pull it out, you can choose your mount. You can turn the cruise control on, push it out, it turns it off. You may not be able to see it from your vantage point, but there's another stalk back here that has the settings for the windshield wipers and washer fluid. Now I'm going to have our camera guy check out the, and I'm going to have you look over there. Those are the seat settings. 3 different settings for the seat. You control headrest, back, as well as the bottom. You have up to 3 settings that are saved in there for 3 different people. Now, of course, you have your settings for your lights, switches for book lights, car lights, but the most important thing here is the panoramic sunroof control. Now, 1 click backward will open the sunroof completely. 1 click forward on the button will move the panoramic roof back into its closed position. When it's closed, push it forward again once, and the sunscreen will come from the back. Now you can press backwards on it at any time to close it, so you can have it as wide open as you like. I'm going to close it all the way though. Alright, last thing, you have your home link under here. 3 buttons, 3 garage doors. Simply program them. Instructions are in the owner's manual. Super easy. Thank you for watching this interior features video for our C63. Make sure to check out our other videos and give us a holler at purepursuitauto.com.